Hey friends, welcome back to one more important session. In this session, I'm going to discuss a most important question that is asked in MuleSoft interview, MuleSoft Architect interview. That is, how do you design a system that is capable of process huge files like 10 GB file or 5 GB file? How you design a system? So to design this system, design a Mule flow that will capable to process the huge files, you need to do some configuration in the source, and also you need to enable the stream from the source, and don't send entire 10 GB to the Mule source. That's fine, but better to enable the stream. In the Mule end, what you can do is you need to configure the repeatable stream on the Mule end and the connector level. If you go to connector, go to advanced, you can able to see the repeatable stream. In the repeatable stream, what you can do is you configure the buffer size of 8 MB. So what happens is it will get the 8 MB from the source and stores that 8 MB to the file. So gradually it won't download the entire 10 GB to the memory, because if you load entire 10 GB, you may get the out of memory exception, right? It will load only 8 GB, and 8 GB go to disk. 8 GB and go to disk. Gradually it will download the whole 10 GB file to your file system. That is done at the source streaming level. And afterwards, once the entire payload is available on your disk, right? So now, while you're processing that message, use in the data view, you need to do some care, like deferred is equal to true, streaming is equal to true. Then what happens, it also stream. It won't process the entire payload, it will process that stream. It will transform a stream of data, right? So you better to use the stream friendly functions like map, filter, reduce. Avoid the group by, order by, size of, because these functions will load entire memory, entire the payload into the memory, right? So avoid this one. And you need to process in batches, like using for each or batch processing. So declare a batch of 1,000 or something like that, and batch process in batches, right? If this will reduce, this will won't load the entire payload into memory. And after processing these batches, try to send that to the any point MQ or JMS, and from there the downstream system will pick up the messages, and downstream system will process that messages, right? And while deploying this solution to the cloud runtime or any point runtime, we need to use the at least 1 week core point, because this is a huge memory required, right? Better to use the 1 week core. And some configuration, like we need to send the JVM arguments like this. So then it will use a good heap size to manage these files, right? And do the testing of using 12 GB. When in case of 10 GB, I'm using a 12 GB to test this configuration. If it is load works, then obviously it is successfully works for 10 GB, right? So this way you need to design system. It's streaming at the source, and using repeatable streams in the Mule connector level, and processing you need to do in transformation, you need to do configuration at the database level. And while processing, you need to process in bunch for each loop or batch processing. And while sending the data to downstream system, use any point MQ, right? And do the load test. So this is the answer you need to give when your strategy of processing large files. Thank you so much. We'll see with this other question in the next session. Thank you.